Welcome back to my video series about Slovenia. In this video, I'm taking a half-day trip out of Ljubljana to see two popular attractions, Predjama Castle and Postojna Cave. Then, I'm heading back into the city to check out the Friday food market, Open Kitchen. If you missed the first video in this series and want to learn more about Ljubljana, make sure to check that one out as well. Good morning and welcome to another sunny day here in Slovenia. I'm headed out of Ljubljana today on a day trip to Postojna Cave and Predjama Castle, and I think it's going to be about an hour drive. I booked a transfer for this, so I'm on my way to meet them at a different hotel. I do believe this is something you could do using public transportation if you wanted to, but it would be a little bit harder to make the connection between the cave and the castle because they're close together but not right next to each other. I think it would be easier during certain times of the year when tourism is higher. I'm here a little earlier than that, so that's the decision that I made for today. But anyway, it's going to be an exciting day and I get to ride a train through a cave. After a short walk, I met up with the rest of the group and we made our way out of the city. Our tour guide was full of information, and also quite the character.
And then everyone would know, liar, pants on fire, and then...
The first stop of the day was Predjama Castle, which was about a 50-minute drive. This picturesque castle is built within a cave mouth and is the world's largest cave castle. It's located in the village of Predjama, and the castle and surrounding scenery were breathtaking. A castle has existed in this location for over 800 years, but most of the building that you can tour today is from the 16th century. When I was putting together my Slovenia itinerary, I saw this castle described as a fairy tale castle, and walking up to it, I could definitely see why. There was so much to see walking around the castle, and it was so interesting to see all the different rooms. They do a wonderful job of creating different exhibits with both original items and replicas. It was also fascinating to learn the history of the castle. Ownership changed a few times over the years, but it seems the most famous inhabitant was the knight Erasm of Predjama, who was a 15th century robber baron. The story goes that he was killed by a cannonball while using the toilet. More recently, the castle was featured in a Jackie Chan film, and also on The Witcher. According to the website, the castle is open for visitors every day of the year. Tickets can range in price depending on age and if you want to see just the castle or get package tickets to see Postojna Cave or other attractions as well. But, for reference, at the time of my visit, one adult ticket to see Predjama Castle was €20. This includes a castle tour available via an app. Or you can rent an audio guide for a few euros, which is what they gave our group as we entered. You can also buy a separate ticket to see the caves below the castle from May to September. Since I didn't have a car of my own, it was nice to have transportation and tour times arranged for me. However, when visiting the castle, things did seem just a tiny bit rushed. Looking back, I think I would have liked to explore at a slower pace. The next stop of the day was Postojna Cave, which was about a 15-minute drive from the castle. Like I mentioned earlier, I believe there's a shuttle between Predjama Castle and Postojna Cave during certain months. I'll leave a link to the official website in the description where you can find out more. One fun fact that I learned this day is that more than 13,000 caves have been discovered in Slovenia. Walking up to Postojna, I had no idea what to expect other than I knew there would be a train involved somehow. Let me tell you, this cave was one of the coolest things I have ever seen. Postojna Cave is around 24 kilometers long, but the tour only covers about 5 kilometers overall. And your tour does indeed start out with a train ride, which has apparently been operating for about 140 years. This whole tour takes about 90 minutes, an hour of which is spent on foot and includes a guide. I'm not going to ruin it by saying any more, just look at this amazing cave. Aside from the beautiful stalactites and stalagmites, the cave also has baby dragons. Okay, not real baby dragons, but the olm or human fish are pretty amazing nonetheless. They are the only European underground vertebrate and can live for up to 100 years. I can kind of see the resemblance to dragons. There was an opportunity to see the olms towards the end of the walking tour, but filming was not allowed so as not to disturb them. A few other cave tips. It's cold in there. They warn you to dress warm, and I mostly ignored it because I'm usually way too warm and I thought I'd be fine. But after a 90-minute tour, I was a bit uncomfortably cold with a thin long-sleeve shirt. So don't be like me. Also, be prepared to walk a bit. As far as tickets, just like Predjama Castle, you can book individual tickets or packages that include multiple attractions. At the time of my visit, it was €32 for an adult ticket to Postojna Cave by itself. You must also select a specific time to enter the cave. I just got back from my day trip to Postojna Cave and Predjama Castle, and all I have to say is, wow. Both sites were absolutely breathtaking, especially the cave. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. It's so much bigger than I expected. Plus, there's a train in a cave. Can it be any cooler? I like trains. Anyway, if you come to Slovenia, I definitely recommend checking out one or both of these attractions. There are a lot of tours that include both and make it really easy to get there and get in really quick. If you want to do it on your own, make sure you do your research ahead of time because both of them are really busy. But after a busy morning, I'm back in Ljubljana and it's Friday, so that means it's open kitchen day at the Central Market. And I'm starving, so I can't wait to see what they have. And now we have made it to Open Kitchen. It's super busy, but it looks like there's tons of different choices of stuff to eat in there. Open Kitchen is a food market that operates from March to October every year. I went in the late afternoon and it was packed with both people and delicious food options. I had to go on a few laps before I decided what I wanted to eat. The first thing that really caught my eye were these tortellini in truffle sauce that were mixed up in a giant Parmesan cheese. They were just as good as they looked too. After that, I was still hungry, so I decided to go for some fresh falafel and hummus, which was also amazing. My only regret was that I wasn't going to be there for another Friday just so I could try more things. My next adventure in Slovenia is taking me out of Ljubljana and over to the Adriatic Sea. But first, a little bit of bonus time traveling. I ended up back in Ljubljana for part of a day and one night before I flew home. My hotel was near Metelkova, so I decided to walk over and check it out. Metelkova Mesto is described as an autonomous alternative culture center that was created in a former military barracks. It is full of art galleries, bars, artist studios, and live music. I visited during the middle of the day, so it was pretty quiet, but I really enjoyed seeing all of the unique street art. Side note, there is a hostel here made from a renovated former military prison where you can stay in a converted prison cell. I looked it up and it actually looks really cool inside and has great reviews. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. In the next part of my trip, I'll be heading to Piran. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I'll see you next time. Bye!